Hello out there, my Dori fans. I have been promising to do a new video for quite a while. I've been super busy with my Etsy shop for all you lovely people out there ordering notebooks, so that's fantastic. I'm pretty excited about how it's taken off. But I finally set aside a little bit of time to show you guys how my notebooks are set up now. So it's just a little bit different than my post a couple months ago. I split it up into two notebooks, kind of suit my needs a little bit better. These are the notebooks that I'm selling in my shop. It's a natural undyed leather vegetable tanned that the more that you use it and have it out in the sun and oil it and touch it, the darker caramel color it will get. So this is only a few weeks old, maybe a month old, and it has 2 coats of neat's foot oil on it, which that stuff is great stuff. I love it. So I need to set it out in the sun a little bit more, but you can also check out my Etsy shop to see the different, the way the leather looks when it first starts versus where it is now. So I also had originally strung this just like the original Dori. So there was one long strand inside and one short. I ran it through twice, so there was 2 long and 2 short. And instead of having to use the rubber bands to hold everything together inside, I decided to restring it and do 3 across the bottom, 3 across the top for a total of 4 elastics on the inside. It leaves these 2 holes right here. I'm not too worried about that. Someday in the future I might make myself a proper notebook, but right now I'm just focused on getting my orders out of my shop. So let's head inside. I still have this Baumkuchen charm on here because I really like that. Everything happens for a reason. So I need to remind myself of that daily. And this is my Lamy All-Star Blue-Green, the special edition for the 2014, I believe. So I got this for myself for my birthday. I love it. Turquoise is my favorite color. So on the inside, I'm still using a bullet journal system, which I absolutely love. I have never been one to stick with a system for longer than probably just a few weeks or a month before getting frustrated and starting over. But bullet journaling has really been the answer for me. So I started it in March and it's all the way into June already, and I have no plans to change at all. It's really working well for me and I'm going to keep going with it. So the first notebook, the insert, is my bullet journal. I still have this on the side for if I want to write a list that's potentially disposable that I don't want to take up room in here. Another great place to get pads for this kind of thing that you can just clip in a few sheets is at the Target dollar section. So I just found these there the other day. Really cute. They were only $1, so I got this kind, and then, you know, of course, my guy's in the Navy, so got to get the anchors. But these were in the dollar bins. You can find they have all kinds of different colors and schemes throughout the year, so definitely stock up on that. You can rip off a few sheets and clip it in for stuff like that. Here's the bullet journal index. Here is how it's been for me. It's just fantastic. I love it. The lists have worked out really well for me. Some days are longer than others. Some days this is an Etsy to-do list that I have in here as a collection. Some days are short, some days are long, but it's really helped me stay organized and helped me to get through all the orders that are in my shop. So between my full-time job, school, and my side job of the Etsy shop, this thing has been a godsend. So I'm still really liking that. You guys can check out my bullet journaling 101 video, which I will link below, so that you guys want to see how I do bullet journaling in here. You can check that out. The next one is going to be my calendar that I made. I've also made these available as a free download. For the year 2015, most likely I will offer them in my Etsy shop, so you can either download them or print them off. I know some people have had trouble with printing them, but if I can print it and send it to you and that's easier, I would love to be able to do that for people. So same kind of concept. It's just the narrow columns here. I originally had 1 week on 2 pages, but I found that I was not filling it up at all, so I went down to 2 weeks on 2 pages, and it allows me to keep this insert nice and thin. So when you're binding in this kind of style, the thicker the notebook is, the more that you're going to cut off from this center page, if that makes sense. So because this is the closest to the center, you're going to cut off the most on this page. So if you look at the border on the bottom here versus the border right here, you can see that it's thicker because it's squished in the middle. So I would try to keep the inserts as thin as possible. Then the next elastic holds all of my folders. I don't have these behind any of my notebooks anymore. I have a whole elastic section just for, let me see if I can show you guys this, just for all of my folders. So here's the bullet journal, here's the calendar, here's my folders, and here's my lists. So the way that this is, is I have the plastic zip pocket here. Let's get it to focus. There we go. Plastic zip pocket with some stamps, envelopes, and a couple little sticky notes here. Here's a 6-pocket craft folder that I made. Here is the credit card slot. I picked this up while I was in San Francisco and I posted it in the Dori Traveler's Notebook Resources group. It's just one of the rice paper envelopes. I believe somebody linked an eBay shop that sells them, but it's a really heavy-duty rice paper. I haven't quite figured out what I'm going to put in it yet, but I think it's really cool, really cool looking, really cute. You could potentially slide in a checkbook register here, or a checkbook holder. So maybe I'll do that. I don't write a ton of checks, but I just threw it in there because I thought it was really, really cool, and I love all the nautical stuff, obviously. So, back side of the card holder, back side of the craft pocket, back side of the zip pocket. We just had our 1-year anniversary, and I got flowers, so this was the note that came with that. And then the last thing in my notebook is my permanent lists. So once again, I would direct you guys to see my bullet journaling video so that you know exactly how I use it, but this is where the lists sit in the back. So I really am liking how this is just my planner. I had a 365/30 list in here, but I moved that out and I'll show you guys what I did with that. So I have my original Dori. I've fallen in love with the notebooks that I've been creating, and I don't know if I'd be able to go back to original Dori for a planner that thick, because the original Dori is a tad bit thinner, so a lot of the things will hang out on the side. So I kind of had to cut down what I wanted to put in this Dori because I did want to use it. So this has become my 365/30, my daily journaling, and then a smash book for me. So I also offer smash book inserts in my Etsy shop, and I'll show you guys exactly what that looks like here. So let's get inside. So the first insert here is my 365/30. These are, if you're in the 365/30 book, or sorry, not book, 365/30 group on Facebook, I added a file that one of the members created to make these cute little stickers. So I uploaded that in there. So you print it all off on a sticky sticker paper, and then you can fill it in and cut it out for each day. So that was kind of a fun thing I did this month. I switch off of whether or not I use that or not, but here is my 365/30 on that. I still am working on my top 10 favorite movies. That's really tough for me because I love movies. But this is my 365/30 book in here. I haven't been too impressed with the Moleskine paper because I love to use fountain pens. For regular pens, it's totally fine, and I'm actually shocked at how poor the quality is for fountain pens. I didn't think it was going to be that bad, but it bleeds quite a bit. There's only maybe one, and it's this black Noodler's black ink that I can use on here without making a mess, but you can see all this stuff bleeds through. So I'm just trying to get through this notebook and then move on to the inserts that I make that don't bleed. The next one I really, really like. I know that there's some fellow smash bookers out there, and I hadn't really seen something for smash booking in a Dori, so I made one. This is the second insert in here, and it's all kinds of different scrapbook paper, so really beautiful stuff. There's some Tim Holtz paper in here. This is an example of a Tim Holtz insert right there, piece of paper. There's that one. All kinds of different fun stuff. I really had fun doing this, putting them together. Here's another Tim Holtz. But yeah, I obviously haven't started this one yet, but these were really fun to make, and I'm offering them in my shop as well. I'm trying to get to my favorite one, which is right here. So I love this part of the notebook. So this is a smash book insert. It's a lot of fun to be able to collect little bits and bobs and pictures and stuff and be able to put them in here. So I have a real smash book, but it's kind of big and I don't carry it with me nearly as much as my Doris, so I decided to make one to take with me. So that's also available in my Etsy shop, which I will link below. And then my last insert is this fantastic, sorry, I have another zip pocket here for when I cut those stickers out. There's the front and the back of it. And then this is the amazing, really, really, really thin Dori paper. It's almost like Bible paper, onion skin paper, but it takes fountain pens fantastic. So I was worried about that. There's obviously, you can see through it, but there's no bleed through. So I really, really, really like this paper. It gives you about twice as many sheets as a regular insert, so it'll take you a while to get through that. But anyway, so that's kind of become my journaling, doodling type notebook, and that's working out well for me because I take my planner with me everywhere. I don't necessarily want to take this one with me everywhere. This one kind of just stays by my nightstand. and I can journal in it before I go to bed. So those are my notebooks for right now. Let me know if you guys have any questions or comments, and check out my Etsy shop. I got some cool stuff in there. Bye, guys.